Welcome to this Bridgewater Now update, coming to you from the center of town here in the Common. I'm John Luck. On what is a top 10 weather day, we'll talk to Jeff Fowler more about weather coming up in just a little bit. Over this past weekend, over 2,100 students graduated from Bridgewater State University over at Boyd and Quad. During the morning ceremony, there were two commencement ceremonies held. Boston Mayor Marty Walsh spoke to the graduates, and during the afternoon, U.S. Senator Ed Markey took the stage. Both commencement speakers talked to the graduates, more than half of them the first in their families to graduate college, just like Markey and Walsh.
I am the first person in my class in my family to graduate from college, just like more than half of you here today. We are all here today because we have been given opportunities that were beyond the reach of many in past generations, including my parents. Something good happened to our families in the 20th and 21st century so that we could choose our own paths from now into the rest of our lives. They would trade places with you because you are one half of 1% of the most privileged people who have ever lived in the history of the planet, now that you have a Bridgewater State degree.
You've all worked extremely hard to cross the finish line. And I'm not only talking about academics. Many of you and some of you have overcome personal challenges. You've endured struggles. You've persevered through all of it. You've proven what it takes to set goals, and more importantly, to meet those goals. Your professors, your family, your friends, and everyone here at BSU community is proud of you. And each and every one of you should be proud of yourself as well.
During the morning commencement ceremony, the Distinguished Service Award was presented to Dr. Lisa Battolino, who has been with the university for nearly 30 years and is set to retire from BSU later on this summer. University President Fred Clark told those in attendance that some of the accomplishments of the soon-to-be retired dean, including building partnerships between the university and schools in Brockton, Taunton, and New Bedford. We'll have more from the BSU graduation on the next episode of the Bridgewater Review, and you can see both ceremonies and the graduate studies ceremony in their entirety. You can see the times on your screen and watch the graduations on Bridgewater State's YouTube page. Well, another Bridgewater resident also walked across the stage, this one at Providence College. Paul LaFond graduated from Providence College at the top of his class with a 4.0 GPA, earning an A in every course he took. Coming up in the fall, LaFond will enter a master's program to study economics at the University of Chicago. He also received numerous offers from other graduate programs, including Brown, Columbia, Duke, Boston University, and more. LaFond is also planning to pursue a PhD. We wish Paul and the other graduates, both at the university and the regional, the best of luck in their next step of their academic futures. We remind you that you can still say congrats to your grad during our Bridgewater Review graduation special, whether they already graduated from BSU or are set to graduate from the regional school district. Your message could end up on TV and online. Send your congrats to jluck@btvaccess.com with the subject line, "Congrats to the grad." Looking at the upcoming meeting schedule over the next week around town, the BR School Committee will hold their monthly meeting on Wednesday night in Rainham at the middle school inside the library at 7 p.m. The Community Preservation Committee is also meeting on Wednesday night. That meeting starts at 6 p.m. just behind me in the Academy building. The ZBA meeting and the Conservation Commission meetings originally scheduled for Wednesday and Thursday night respectively have been canceled. Also a reminder from the town that all town offices will be closed coming up on Monday to observe Memorial Day. Time for a check of weather right now with Jeff Fowler, and obviously you can see around me here a nice day in the town. But while we have nice weather here, in Oklahoma and the Midwest, a very scary situation, a tornado outbreak taking place. And Jeff, yesterday there was a tornado warning issued, but there was also a PDS tornado warning issued. What's the difference between the two?
Well, John, every now and then the Severe Storms Prediction Center issues what we call a particularly dangerous situation. That is when there's an 80 to 90% chance of a tornado forming within a 50-mile radius. And that's been going on here the last several days. You know, since Monday, we've had 74 tornadoes reported. And keep in mind that this part of the country, we're talking Texas through Oklahoma up towards parts of Missouri, there's a lot of undeveloped areas out here. So certainly we could have had more than 74 tornadoes. They're just in unpopulated areas, cornfields, that sort of thing. So it's been a very active pattern out here. And the reason why is really has to do with this trough of low pressure that started last week. You may remember we talked about this moving through the Pacific Ocean. It slammed parts of California with record late season snowfalls. And now that cold air is really banking up here along the nation's heartland. At the same time, it's slamming into a strong ridge of high pressure, which has been building over the southeastern part of the country. And the two clashing together have created a lot of strong wind shear. That's winds blowing from different directions at different levels of the atmosphere. That creates the spin, and as the fronts move in, those give you the lift, so that spin starts to rise and you spin up those funnels and eventually tornadoes. So that's what's been going on across the nation's heartland, really southern plains more likely, Texas, Oklahoma, parts of Nebraska, Missouri, those areas. Now today the threat is starting to slowly shift more off towards the north and east. So it's really Missouri over towards Illinois. That's going to be kind of the bullseye today, but it is not a particularly dangerous situation. It's just more a typical severe weather day for us here. And tomorrow, some of that severe weather will start to move even further off to north and east, Ohio towards Pennsylvania, probably not accompanying tornadoes, but more hail and some strong winds. The reason, this culprit, this strong area of low pressure, but notice it's pulling off towards Canada now. The motion has been more south to north as opposed to west to east. So we've been staying on the dry side here across the northeast in New England, and we'll do so at least for the next couple of days. That doesn't mean we can't have some spot showers around. We'll have those risks beginning here by late tomorrow night into Friday morning. You also may notice on your screen here towards the lower corner, this was Tropical Storm Andrea. This is the 5th consecutive year that we've had a storm named prior to Memorial Day. It looks more impressive than it is today, though. This is the upper level circulation right now. The main circulation is just off the screen. It's being absorbed by that cold front which moved across the northeast just 2 or 3 days ago. So here's our map. This is for tomorrow. You notice that the front just shifts ever so slightly. We do have a warm front, though, that's going to be coming close to New England. It will move in here on Friday, but tomorrow night there are some showers ahead of that front, which may graze parts of southern New England, so we could see some raindrops around here as temperatures try to warm on Friday. What you'll notice as we head towards the weekend is this ridge in the east is going to start to break down a bit on the northern edge of it, and some of these storms that have been staying away from us are going to try to make a run at us here either on Memorial Day or maybe Monday night. I think we do have a chance for this cold front to slip down to the south. If it doesn't do that, then we'll have highs near 80 degrees on Memorial Day, but I'd be a little suspicious of this front. I think it may try to drop down into the northeast here, so we'll monitor that. Today, the hottest weather has been suppressed pretty far south. Those upper 80s now back into Louisiana, parts of Alabama, Atlanta, Georgia, 88 right now, and of course Florida, your normal hot spots. We're generally in the 60s to lower 70s across much of the East Coast, so we've cooled down a bit from where we've been. Again, you do see some showers here. It's trying to move into northeast, but really falling apart, getting a little bit of enhancement with the heating of the day. As the sun goes down next few hours, those will calm down. So it's going to take at least another 24 hours for us to see any significant precipitation here. So it's partly cloudy for us tonight, overnight low about 48 degrees. So we're cooling down again after that real warm day earlier this week on Monday. Now tomorrow, I do think we have the risk of showers coming in very late day tomorrow or more tomorrow evening with highs either side of 70 degrees. We'll call 68 for an average here around Bridgewater. How about the rest of the week? Well, we do have some showers on the map, but to be honest with you, these are really slight chances at any time, and if we're fortunate enough, they'll fall more towards the overnight period. So I do think late tomorrow night into Friday morning we have one shot. Another shot coming in here later Saturday night into Sunday morning, and yet another shot Sunday night into Monday morning. Of course, this is still a few days away. Timing could change, so we'll keep that in mind as we go into a busy holiday weekend, but no need to cancel any plans here. Just kind of keep an eye on the sky every now and then and watch those temperatures start to warm by the time we get to late weekend.
Thanks, Jeff. Summer weather coming up here means it's time to talk about Bridgewater's Music Alley coming back for another season. It takes place next to Town Hall every Thursday starting at 5 p.m. starting on June 6th with Jake Manzi and Lux Deluxe. The concert is free, and you can get more information at bridgewatermusicalley.com or follow the group on Facebook at Bridgewater Music Alley. For the 15th time in program history, Bridgewater State Athletics won the Howard C. Smith Cup. The cup is awarded to the Mascot school that compiles the most points based on the school's place in league championship sports. This is the first time BSU has won the Cup since 2014, and they finished with 108.5 points out of a possible 148, good enough for a score of 73.31%, while Westfield State placed second with 113.5 points out of a possible 160 to earn a final tally of 70.94%. Congrats to Bridgewater State's athletic program on a great season, and thank you for watching this Bridgewater Now update from the Common. I'm John Locke. We'll see you later.